Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be talking about how these missiles could counter multipathing jets. Now, before we get into that, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. We're almost at 15,000 subs. I really do appreciate all the support. It really does help the channel and the algorithm. But other than that, make sure to tell me in the comments down below, what loadout are you guys going to be bringing with the Iranian F-14 Tomcat? Other than that, today we'll be talking about the Fakor. I might call it a Phoenix, might call it a Hawk, because technically it's a hybrid between the Phoenix missile and a Hawk missile. Very strange missile, but it does do wonders. Now, this missile has a, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, it has a proxy fuse of 20 meters, so relatively big. And with that being said, technically this missile should be able to hit low-flying targets at certain angles, even if they're multipathing. Now, this is not the only missile able to do this. If you guys remember, the R-27ER is able to hit low-flying subsonic aircraft, even if they're below the multipathing line. The shrapnel cloud is just big enough to actually hit their target, even if it misses and hits the ground. Again, the aircraft does have to be flying subsonic. With the Fokker, it tends to not really care as much from what I've seen, so it's a little more consistent, which is nice. And not to mention, these missiles accelerate extremely fast, so they're going to get to their target very quickly, hit the ground very quickly, most likely in the same area where the jet is. And as you could see here, we launch off, I believe, 4 of the Fokker 90s, and this low-flying F-14 down here, you just watch this. It keeps tracking, no problem. Luckily, there's a lot of clouds, so people don't see contrails of missiles. But you can see right here, it doesn't hit him exactly, but it proxies right off the ground, right near him, and damages his aircraft. Now, this is not impossible for other missiles. I believe the AIM-120 is able to do this in certain situations. If it's like a 90-degree angle, sometimes you could get lucky, or if there's mountains like in this scenario. But to be honest, I've been getting this a lot more with the Fokker 90s, especially on the F-14 because it's such a big jet, so it kind of just soaks up shrapnel like nothing. And then here's a 9P shot, just so you guys can look at that and see how potent it is. It's not a bad missile when people aren't paying attention. Now let's go into TAC view to see how close he was to the ground and to see, was he actually below multipathing? You know, how is that working? Now, the Fokker 90 doesn't pull that hard, so you have to remember that. So when launching these, they're best at range when people aren't paying attention. All these targets that were hit were pretty much, they didn't even know it was coming, or they were trying to multipath. The point is, you want to launch these at targets who don't even know you're there. Another cool thing about this missile is because it accelerates so fastly, you can see that most of these missiles reached Mach 3 and pretty much held around that speed. Of course, that middle one did go to 2.9, but still, I mean, the missile just holds Mach 3 with the motor still burning. It's absolutely amazing. So this guy flying high, he gets hit, obviously. If you're using TWS, the missile typically is stealthy until it goes pitbull and the radar starts to actually track the targets. So that helps you. And given how fast these missiles are, once it does go active, they really don't have enough time to react. Now let's go check out the low-flying F-14. So you can see that's the Mirage over there. He's not that low. He's well above the multipathing line to the left. But this middle guy on the right over here, he's pretty low. So you can see that the low-flying F-14B is roughly over Mach 1, just slightly, and our Phoenix/Fakor is going around Mach 2.9. So still extremely fast, has a lot of energy to expend, which is good. You don't want a missile, you know, dragging to its target. And the radar is tracking completely fine. This is a perfect solution. If this was higher up in the sky, this is a 100% hit. But because he's flying very low, like right below the multipathing line, you can see that the missile doesn't exactly hit him. You can see it's offset by quite a lot, and that's because it's tracking a radar target under the F-14, aka the multipathing bullcrap. But with that being said, the missile still does shrapnel him. You can see right here once we press play that when is he gonna hit? Come on, come on. There it is. Boom. So it destroyed his engine, jacked him up pretty bad. Eventually he does go and crash and die and burn up. Tell me what you guys think about this in the comments down below. Again, this is nothing new. Some missiles are able to do this at certain angles, especially if the missile's coming directly from above you, like directly 90 degrees vertical. There's a large chance it will shrapnel you just because it hits the ground so close to you. But other than that, tell me in the comments down below what loadouts will you guys bring with this bird, and take care and stay safe. You better stay safe.